Another thing was him and Micah right off the bat. He goes, "Oh my God, I'm hitting him with the same vocal fry."
Vocal fry. Everybody has vocal fry this season.
But he says this. He said, "Oh my God, Micah, I like your voice. It's sultry."
You have such a sultry voice. It's like actually hard to pay attention. Your voice just kind of like, I don't know, tickles my brain.
What is sultry? Like, give me a sultry voice.
Hello. I'm giving you a frog voice. Hello.
How disappointing is that question?
Hey guys, welcome back to Human Resource. I'm Uma.
I'm Selma.
So we're finally going to do season 4 for Love is Blind. Oh my God. Now here we go.
Every time.
Yeah.
We come around, we turn into street psychologists and therapists, and we try to see at the end of the day who's going to say, I do. I'm telling you right, 9 out of 10, we usually get it right.
Yeah. So we're first introduced with Chelsea, who's 30 years old, who's a pediatric speech language pathologist.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, so she gets introduced with Kwame. Now, if you guys don't know the premise of Love is Blind, let me introduce you, or let me tell you what it is. You enter these pods with a wall in between. You meet a stranger by just talking to them, and you get to know them in a deeper meaning or
exactly. You
deeper
remove
level.
the whole physical aspect. You don't see the person's face.
Yeah.
And I just, oh my goodness, this season I've learned a lot about insecurities.
Or mean girls.
Okay, let me just, as a precaution right now, you're going to learn from this season, competition is high and a lot of mean girls.
Yeah.
There's no sisterhood.
There's no sisterhood, yes.
No.
So Chelsea meets up with Kwame, who's a 31 years old development manager. So we're introduced with the story.
Don't forget his previous life was soccer player,
professional soccer player, got injured, transitioned to development manager. Yeah. So he tells us a story about how he wanted to pick up his girlfriend in high school for prom, and he couldn't because of the color of his skin, because he was black. You know what I mean? So, sad story.
He didn't pick out early on that her family is racist.
I'm going to blame it at the fact that he's young. You know what I mean? Love prevails. Let's just say that love prevails.
No, I'm going to read those cues.
Yeah.
Okay.
Regardless, we could see that Chelsea is smitten by him.
Yeah, but even keep in mind, like, throughout this whole thing, like, he does share off the bat that I got insecurities. I got a problem, the fact that I'm black, and I got a problem with my name.
Yeah. Well, he did say that he has this issue where he always wants to mention his accolades, his success.
Resume.
Basically his resume. So that's what he was doing with Chelsea. Impressing her. She fell in love with it, or she just likes it a lot, and she was smitten by him, right?
Yeah.
And she also, praised him, saying that it was amazing that
she 100% validates him.
Yeah, but she also praised him that, oh my God, I love that fact that you were able to transition from being a soccer player to development manager. So that's one thing we learned about Kwame.
And then Micah comes in.
Yeah. So he meets up with, what's it, Micah?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my God. Okay.
She's a 26-year-old marketing manager. She's very, I don't know. She's a hard girl to put a finger on. I really don't know about her. I just know that sometimes when she says things, it don't make no sense.
Yeah.
Like, she talks about, like, when he told her that I was so close to introduce you as the name Alex. And then she goes, well, I'm glad you didn't, because that just speaks about your core values.
Yeah. She's all about manifestation.
Really?
I feel like Kwame just, like, puts me in this very specific area.
I'm really happy that you used your name. I feel like it just kind of speaks to, like, core values.
And they do bond on that. They do. No, listen, you should be laughing right now. A lot of people that believe in manifestation.
Kwame does say that Micah is his number one.
It is his number one, because they really did bond it on that. And then even Micah shares that, oh my God, he validates me. It's interesting, eh?
Yeah.
Chelsea validates. I'm tired of that
Kwame,
word.
yeah,
Kwame,
validates, yeah.
And then Kwame validates.
And that's what, and we just saw that in the beginning.
Hint, who's gonna prevail at the end? Just saying.
So Micah meets up with Paul, who's a 28 years old environmental scientist. Now, so far they have great decorum, but let me tell you, like Paul was, you know what he is? He gives me Cole vibe from season 3, Love is Blind. Remember Cole? Cole and Zaynab?
Oh, that might be. Are you sure? It's just the first
me
episode.
That type of vibes.
I don't know about that, but what I do know is that he needs to slow down, like all the way down, because he out here marrying everybody, saying, I'm gonna marry you quickly, babies. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
I don't think it's even been a day. He's way too excited. Another thing was him and Micah right off the bat. He goes, "Oh my god, I'm hitting him with the same vocal fry."
Vocal fry. Everybody has vocal fry.
But he says this. He said, "Oh my god, Micah, I like your voice. It's sultry."
You have such a sultry voice. It's like actually hard to pay attention. Your voice just kind of like, I don't know, tickles my brain.
What is sultry? Like, give me a sultry voice.
Hello. I'm giving you a frog voice.
I don't know what sultry voice is. Maybe y'all could show us in the comments. But he off the bat gets right into that. I don't think they talk about anything important, something to build off. No depth, no nothing. They just kind of like play with each other.
Yeah. So
and then after Amber comes along.
Yeah. So we're introduced. After that, Paul meets up with Amber, right? A 33-year-old lady, right? Who's a flight attendant.
Cute. Very cute.
She has been married before. Twice.
Hold on.
Okay.
Is that a problem?
Personally, I don't see it's a problem. I think if you're in your third marriage and you're planning to get a divorce,
third should be the luckiest.
That's a problem to me, I would say. But other than that, she's very entertaining. She's very sweet. She's very nice. I like her energy so far.
Yeah. But I do know this, and she says this. She's very insecure. Her and Kwame have the same issues. I think physically they're having they don't like their bodies or something.
Yeah.
So I feel sad. I feel sad about that because like
you should definitely love yourself
no matter what. Love yourself no matter what. And another thing too is like what experiences have they been through that cause them to feel that way?
Yeah. So we're introduced with Bliss, who's 32 years old, senior program manager. She meets up with a guy named Zach. Now, he's 31, and he's a criminal defense lawyer.
Exactly.
So far what I'm seeing is Bliss is very smitten by him.
Yeah, and, Bliss, she tells us that she got the best compliment of all compliments when she connected with him, and the first thing he told her was like, you know what, you are an intellectual. So I think you've heard news around from the guy's dorm or whatever that Bliss is a smart cookie.
She is,
and she loves that about him.
Just being 100% transparent. You are a 10 on the intellect.
Thank you. I have a good brain.
I like it.
I honestly think that tops all the compliments I've received.
She actually comes from a household that are all educators. So yeah.
But unlike Zach, his background is completely different than hers. His mama was a
lady on a pole.
Yes. What's another word we can say about it? She was an S performer. And he said that he had to obviously carry that with him, but he made the best himself out of himself. He became a criminal defense lawyer.
Well, that's wonderful, actually.
But the thing is with Zach and Bliss is that they come from two different backgrounds, and I feel like, I know it's a bit too early, but I feel like he's holding that against her. He's probably looking for somebody that would understand his background more.
Well, anyways, Zach...
And they even bond on a song.
Yes.
What, I Hope You Dance?
Yeah. I think so. This song I never heard of.
I never heard about it, but they bond on that one.
Yeah.
It's cute.
So Zach meets up with a young lady named Irina, who's 25 years old, business worker. She's a business owner. Yeah. And she talks about, in the beginning, she talks about how she has acne scars. And that's one of her insecurities, right? So, but... they have a type of bond where I felt like they bond about their backgrounds a little bit. Where we did mention before that
they come from less fortunate circumstances.
Yeah, because even Zach's mom was a single parent, and they moved from places to places. So he definitely had
from a household where sometimes in Christmas time they didn't had the gifts around. So right off the bat, you can see it's like, and even in the minute when she came into the room, what did he say?
Let me tell you something, because I really like you.
Already.
So yesterday,
He liked her already.
Because I think she gives the impression that she's very open-minded.
Or at least that's what the guy's been talking about. And so he was very smitten.
And also she does
connect with
mention
her.
about her background. She is Russian. So I took it in as the minute she said she's Russian, I think he was very interested in her. I swear to God.
What's about Russian?
He said, I was born in Russia and I came to the States at the age of 4.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Yeah, and I want to slide this another one too. The part that I was just like, Bliss, stop it. Is when after she had that interaction with him, she came out of the room to connect with her girls.
Yeah.
And by the way, we got to talk about the sabotage comment. But Irina goes up to the girl. She goes, "Oh my God, I need some of you guys to hug me." If I was there,
it was Bliss.
It was Bliss who said that. Yeah, but I'm coming to Irina. If the way she did it, I'm gonna put the clip in.
I need a hug. Can someone hug me?
Why? Are you happy?
Like, yeah, it's like my heart is racing.
I got scared for a second. I'm like, oh my God, what happened? But then after the girls hugged her, she was just exhilarated about.
I think she was very happy.
Very happy about her interaction
like,
with
you
him.
hug her,
I would
what's
have been
going
like,
on? What happened?
out of here. I'm like,
outta here.
yeah, you had me feeling like something bad went down.
I just spoke to a guy who asked me if I was 5'1", 5'2", 5.
And then after there was a moment where Bliss and Irina had a little bit of a
You're trying to sabotage my love life?
Me? Just kidding.
What? Why?
What are you talking about?
And that's how it started, you guys.
Especially coming from a girl, I'm sorry. Especially coming from a girl that she was saying that I don't care how you look, I don't care who you are. She's talking about all this empowerment, like, you are who you are and all that kind of relatability. And then for you to be a mean girl. And how about Jacquelina? Sweet Jacquelina.
Jacquelina is 26, dental assistant. She's spunky, she's spicy, she's Latino, and I like her. We are introduced with Tiffany, who's 36 years old. She's a lead client recruiter. Yeah. And she does talks about how being at her age, 36, and not able to find someone where, so a lot of women can definitely relate to that.
Around that age, yeah. But she's very mature. She does share that the last relationship she was in was 10 years ago, only for 2 years. So you can see she's really in there to find her soulmate.
Yes. So she meets up with a guy named Brett, right? Tall, lovely, a little bit, handsome. Where he's a design director. He's a design director, and
doesn't have a background in education. He didn't go to college or something.
He didn't go to university or college. Okay, but he has a great job. And what he said from the start, Tiffany is my number 1 on my list. Now, I love that.
Yeah,
he
very
knows what
forthcoming.
He wants.
A lot of the older crowd are very forthcoming and they know what they're after. However, Brett comes across with a lot of reservation. Now, this could be because of what happened to him. He does share a sad story about losing a family member in a tragic accident. And so he's still hurting about that. Like, I don't know if it's recently that it happened.
I think 2 years or 1 year ago. I'm not sure.
I
might be.
If it's still recently, then it makes sense why he has those emotions still around. But if it happened a long time ago, he has a lot of reservations in how he expresses his emotion. He's holding all his emotion right. He doesn't give any validation to Tiffany, but Tiffany gives him a lot of validation.
I think he does a little bit, but nothing compared to
what was in the name of Micah. There's a slow burn coming from him. and Tiffany, she's not afraid. She lets him know. Yeah, I like where this is going. I put you as my number 1. She's getting a lot from him. He's more very gentle in how he chooses words, and he's very reserved. It takes him an hour to get a point straight because he just doesn't want to say, I love you.
And you will definitely see that at the end of the episode.
So as the whole season starts to progress, we're noticing relationships are materializing.
And also Micah makes a statement where she says, some people don't give nice guys a chance. And you know what? I'm going to give this nice guy, a chance.
Who's
referring to Kwame. So,
and let me tell you about Kwame, because we start to know later on that Chelsea boasts him up, validates him, give him all the things that he needed.
All the attention.
And he goes right into Micah's pod and he goes, basically, Micah, what do you bring to the table? He's basically looking for Micah to validate him.
I got a girl in another pod who's gonna jump the broom with me.
And then and Micah senses it. She goes, oh my God, I gotta do something to slow him down. And she basically, she does the sultry voice, and she goes, is it because Chelsea validates you? And she reciprocates those emotions. And Kwame was like, yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yes. Point blank period.
And she basically tells them, slow down. Nothing good comes easy.
Basically a reverse Uno.
She reverses the Uno of the card. She slows him down, and now he's thinking like, okay, so she ain't gonna validate me. Oh, and he glitches and he goes, I want to go for you.
In 6 days.
In 6 days, I want to go for you. And now she out here thinking like, I got him in the bag. And at this point, Kwame is like, I don't have her. Now you notice that everybody goes into their respective zones, and Paul gets a little bit gifty, and he gives Amber some flowers, and Amber shows up to the girls, and Micah looks at it, and she goes, look at that. Looks like Amber and Paul's relationship are solidifying. So she gets a little bit jealous.
Yeah.
And over at the men's department,
the men's department, Kwame is talking to Paul, saying that Micah is any type of girl, no, every girl that I'm looking for. Right. So.
And then Paul looks at that and he goes, my goodness, Kwame is even narrowing it down on Micah. So literally,
there's something about Micah.
Exactly. So at spare the moment, Micah is looking at Amber like, oh my goodness. And Paul's going to Kwame like he's going down with Micah. And what happens is that Micah and Paul hold an emergency meeting in which they basically look at each other and say,
let's do this.
Now for Tiffany and Brett, now come on. Now from the beginning, they told you they're not playing with nobody else but themselves. And when they came to the pod, they were even matching in clothes, and they had a great decorum. And Tiffany, in her true fashion, was not playing or wasting time. She let him know that I think you and I work. And it's to the point where she even let him know, I love you.
Oh, yes.
Now Brett, in his classical fashion way, reserves the feedback, held what she wanted to hear as a hostage.
Took her around about.
Probably talked for an hour about the perfect hair ointment.
Oh my God. Talk about designs of what type of shoes. And you know what? Poor Tiffany. Do you know what happened to her, you guys? She passed out. She's done. She fell asleep, you guys.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how many hours that he was talking about. Didn't he stick to the point? Said, do you love her back?
I told you, this guy reserves. It's like, even the way he was sitting down, it looked like he was on a stretcher chair, like he was on therapy. Let's go, Brett. What's going on? Do you like her or not? Say it.
And you know the funniest part, you guys? At that moment, he thought he got ghosted.
Hello?
I was afraid if he was going to say some words like, she left me here. I thought his true colors were going to, appear. But he was silent. He said, Tiffany? And she's like, did she leave me here?
For a second? For a second.
For hours?
I kid you not, for a second. When I was watching, I'm just like, I have never seen that in my life. I said, this is what happened to women when we do outside the box stuff.
Yeah, when you're doing some random thing, confessing your love and still waiting for a response. Does he love me back?
She literally went to sleep.
You fell asleep.
Yeah.
That's it.
And the thing is too, for a second, I was just like, can we get the producers to check she has a pulse? I thought she actually had a medical condition.
Like she's anemic and she faints
every now and then. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was
she's my favorite
insane,
character.
you guys. And he thought he was ghosted. And he'd made some remarks like, I can't believe this happened to me. He actually saw a snippet about him.
Sat there and waited. Like, I'm done.
So, you guys, that's our review for episode 1, season 4 for Love is Blind. You guys, what do you think about it? How do you like it? Did you like it? Did you hate it? I don't know. Please leave a comment below.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
I think it's all right.
Okay, so you guys, please like and subscribe this video, and bye now.